Welcome to this week's Rogers McHugh YouTube video. In this week's episode, we're going to discuss why winners really do quit. Let's go. Welcome to this week's Rogers McHugh YouTube video, and in a break from the norm, I'm back on one of my walks, wanderingments. Obviously it's a nice day, so I thought I'd get outside, get a bit of fresh air and just sort of chew the fat really, because I was listening to a podcast at the weekend which stated that winners never quit and quitters never win. And I think that's very much the opposite. Winners do quit, and that's why they're winners. Not because they give up on the goals and their aspirations, but because if they're trying a course of action and it's not working, they stop that. They don't continue down a rabbit hole that's not working indefinitely. They look at something and they say, that's not working, we need to change things, we need to change direction in order to go forward. And I think the general wisdom, the general sort of advising that winners don't quit is flawed. And I think people need to understand that. And I think that, you know, the youth of today needs to understand that. And I think that you as a recruitment consultant also needs to understand that, or you as a business owner also needs to understand that. If you're a consultant and you're trying to work with a client and you're not getting anywhere, that they constantly request CVs, you never get to interview stage, quit. Don't continue banging on the door of that client if it's a complete time drain. You know, if you run a recruitment business, or any business for that matter, if you've got a division, a department, a team, a consultant, whatever it might be, and they're in a market and you just can't get that market off the ground, stop. Is it something you're doing internally? Could something be changed? Or is it just not going to work, and do you need to stop doing what you're doing and put all your focus into the areas that are working? Because time is a finite resource. You only have so much time in a week, and obviously that if you're an owner of a business, that's obviously multiplied by the number of people you've got within the business, but it's still a finite time. It's still a finite benefit that you've got, so, or an asset that you've got. So you want people to be spending time in areas where they're going to get returns. You want people to be spending their time in areas where it's going to be profitable for the business. And if you're a consultant, you want to be spending your time with clients, with candidates that are going to generate revenue for your desk. There's absolutely no point in spending time with candidates that refuse to go, or don't turn up for interviews, or don't give you commitment. And the same with clients. If you're speaking to the same client day in, day out, and they're not giving you commitment, you can't get interviews, and you get zero revenue from them, move on. There's no point spending time with that client, because you're going to waste what is one of your most valued commodities, and that is time. So winners do quit. I'm sure if you look at Jeff Bezos, if you look at Elon Musk, if you look at, probably quite controversial at the minute, if you look at Zuckerberg, all these big successful people, at times they will have had business ventures that they've just looked at and thought, this isn't going to work, this is a waste of my resources, I need to stop doing this and I need to put my time into something else. And we know that to be true, because Bezos tried to bring out a phone to rival the iPhone, the Amazon phone, and he just couldn't get it off the ground. So rather than ploughing more and more resources into it, and rather than putting more and more of his team's time into it, he just looked at it and said, look, that's not our core business, we can't get it off the ground, let's stop doing that, and let's put our time into something where we can make a return. And you look at Bezos now, he is not struggling. He's quit something. That doesn't make him a loser. Far from it. Very successful indeed, as I'm sure everybody would agree. So the general rule and the general consensus that winners don't quit is flawed. You need to quit if something's not working, and you need to change course of action. It's like the old saying, if you're on a ship that's 1 degree off course, by the time you're 2 days into a voyage, you're so far off your target by that one degree difference, than if you'd been on track. You'd have been better to stop half an hour into the journey and look and think, oh, we're 1 degree off, let's move back on course. But people don't do that. It's head down, it's battling, it's keep going, it's more of the same, it's this isn't working, I need to put more time into it, more time into it, more time into it. In some instances, the answer to that is no, you don't need to put more time into it. You just need to stop and focus on your core business. So a little bit different today, obviously out of the office, not at the whiteboard. I thought I'd get the musings down because this, like I say, came to me in a podcast this week, and I thought it'd be worth recording a video on it. So let me know what your thoughts are. Do you like this type of content? Do you prefer the more formatted content where I'm at the whiteboard? Put it in the comments. But all you need to know is we'll be back next week with another video, and I'll see you then.